Next, we're going to get into a public beef that I enjoy greatly. Andrew Tate just has a long list of public figures and influencers that he wants to start beef with, and he's just checking them off one by one. So Logan Paul is next. He's the next victim. So here's how it went down. Logan Paul on January 10th tweets, "The Matrix is real. Pray you never become its target." He's probably trying to like be buddy with Andrew Tate right now, because like they were planning on doing a fight before Andrew Tate's arrest, so their plans fell through. But they could fight now. Andrew Tate has decided to continue the beef from inside his jail cell.
So two suspected two suspected criminals / entertainers are beefing on the internet while one of them's in jail.
Name a more iconic duo.
Did reality just kind of like concede?
This is a psyop because they're trying to make you forget about our boy SBF. Bankman Free. Right. He's still out there.
I think reality just gave in. We're just like, F it. Like everyone's like, wait, isn't one of them in jail? They're like, so?
After that Logan Paul tweet, Andrew Tate quote tweeted him and said,
wait, how is he doing this?
It's like he's in a
European jail.
He's in Romanian jail, and he is like he has a scribe sitting outside of the jail cell, and he's just dictating his tweets to the scribe like some medieval prisoner. So Andrew Tate tweeted, "You are the Matrix. You are an agent, but the Matrix is cracking, and now you will pay the price." This is like way too dramatic for just two people having Twitter beef.
The entire world is so fake. Look, it's funnier to me if he's actually passing these tweets on to his lawyer, and his lawyer's actually, these are like the most expensive tweets in history because he has to like his lawyer has to like by the hour, so he has to pay like he's like, okay, first you say this, and then he gives him a list like, if he responds with this, you respond with this, if he responds with this, you respond with this.
How I picture it is like Aiden Ross is his scribe.
Oh my
Aiden Ross is his like eunuch scribe. I'm thinking all of this is like medieval
Ross
terms.
Shaved his head to look just like Andrew Tate.
Really?
After sniffing the chair?
The chair sniffing was beyond the pale. Like, that was wild. So anyway, an hour later, Andrew Tate tweeted, "LOL, even in Romanian prison, they talk about Logan Paul being a scammer." Called out. Called out. So this is referring to Logan being a scammer because he came up with this crypto platform in 2021 that was meant for...
Crypto Zoo? Right?
It's meant for a game called Crypto Zoo that never came to be, where you have these animal NFTs and they evolve like Pokemon and then become more valuable. So a bunch of people invested really high in this cryptocurrency that he originated to be used in game, and then now they've had no updates and they've lost all of their money essentially, and he has never updated them since.
What they need to do is just arrest Logan Paul, and then they can have that fight they were talking about in the yard. And what they'll do is they'll battle, like if Logan wins, he gets Tate's like cam girl business, and if Tate wins, he gets Crypto Zoo.
It should be like a gladiator fight. One person walks out.
Well, have you guys seen the CoffeeZilla episode?
Yeah, I was reading about it, but I'm planning on watching it. He basically like exposed the whole thing.
Yeah, and Logan says, as much as I would like to be like, yo, throw Logan in prison, he's the mastermind.
Stand Logan right now?
He's just one piece of the very evil puzzle that is Crypto Zoo, and
he's just
the layers are deep. One could call it a glass onion.
Yeah, so he like offered this hollow rehearsed apology like usual, and then didn't refund anybody.
I don't think it was an apology.
I don't think he said
he said it was the developer's fault.
Yeah, he just passed. He
was like, sorry if you feel that way.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry.
He took $1
I got screwed too.
And he threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation, and then he was like, never mind.
This past weekend,
because it's true.
It was like that Moist Critical video about the lady who claimed to find the killer like with tarot cards, and then found it wasn't even the person with the right, like it was the same name, different person.
Oh yeah. Like, I remember this.
Oh yeah. The internet is a horrible place to be.
It seriously is.
So I am not, in fact, an alumna of Andrew Tate's Hustler U program. A lot of people have claimed that program is sketchy as well, but not that it's like a scam. I think overall, if you should be sus of any influencer, it's when they are selling you an ebook or any online course that is not individualized to you.
JPEGs.
Or NFTs. or like don't invest in something that you're kept in the dark about, such as CryptoZoo. Like, make good decisions, people. And Logan Paul also recently got in another scandal because he was accused of animal neglect for a pet pig he had named Pearl.
Which is a big thing in influencer territories. Like, look at this fun animal that I can use for money.
Right, it's so mean. Like, a pet is a lifelong commitment, and that's why I find it so disgusting, because like you can scam people because they're smart enough to know better, right?
Yeah.
But don't mistreat a completely helpless creature. So basically this came to light because a rescue facility called Gentle Barn posted a TikTok about finding Pearl abandoned, and let's just show that TikTok on screen for you guys and show what happened to this animal he adopted in like 2020.
Yeah.
She was found with another pig who passed away, lucky to still be alive. Belonged to a famous YouTuber. Yeah, so here's the caption. Pearl was found alone in a field next to another pig who had passed away. She came to us with tattered ears and a potentially life-threatening infection in her uterus that has been since healed. Clearly had been through so much trauma that we can't begin to imagine, but she's now safe with us at the Gentle Barn. From what we've been told, it's believed she was purchased originally from a breeder by an influencer. Logan Paul. People often buy mini pigs or teacup pigs for clout online, believing they will stay small. When inevitably they grow very large and have unexpected needs, they are sadly discarded.
I've heard teacup pigs aren't real. Like,
well, it's just a name like teacup chihuahua, but the chihuahuas obviously stay small.
I've heard, the pigs, like, there's no such thing as like a mini pig.
Yeah.
They all get big.
It's like you make the used car run just well enough to get you 1,000 miles off the lot, and then it breaks down.
And I heard the only way to kind of keep their size down is you're basically starving them. You're not letting them grow.
Which is obviously abusive.
Yeah.
He did let Pearl grow to full size, but he didn't keep her for long because once COVID hit, he like essentially fled to Puerto Rico. Like he moved in April 2020 and left her behind, rehomed her to some ranch that was nearby him. But then after that, it was revealed in his email responding to the allegations to TMZ that she actually was rehomed several times and eventually was left for dead.
He wasn't responsible.
No. I think he's still left responsible because you are committing to this animal you adopted for life.
But he rehomed it.
That's not responsible behavior.
And so if he
how
rehomed,
could he know the home wasn't going to be good?
It went out of business and then got rehomed again by someone else.
Right. Yeah. It's not that he could have foreseen that, but what I'm saying is when you take on the responsibility of an animal, especially an intelligent one like a pig, that is a commitment big enough that you can't just toss them off the second you're bored of them or the second they are inconvenient to you especially when you're a multi-millionaire.
You shouldn't, but
he can afford
if you're in farm, like we're out here, I think there's definitely a lot of places you could find a new home for a pig. Right? Wouldn't consider that irresponsible. It's not like you're just dropping it on a family that's only had cats before.
I think not knowing that it was going to go out of business and then get left with someone that wasn't responsible, I think that kind of takes that off him.
You could argue that
I get your argument.
It's like giving away your dog. Like they are as intelligent as dogs.
But some people have to.
And he didn't
He doesn't have to. He's a multi-millionaire with unlimited resources.
No, but I think
he didn't even follow up with them to find out what was happening. Anything.
It's screwed up, but I think it's in his right to like go and get rid of the pig if he wanted to,
and not know that it was going to a place that would go out of business.
It's not like he left it in a box on the side of the road. I mean,
it's not exactly like that, but I just think like, what are you thinking when you get one of these animals just to get clicks on TikTok or Instagram?
They're not thinking. Remember when Justin Bieber had like monkeys? And you got pulled over, and there was monkeys in the car.
That's not cool, but those aren't to be domesticated. I think pigs, it's safe to assume they can be domesticated animals.
Well, Cassandra would disagree.
I mean, we can't talk about that because of legalities.
Okay.
But I just don't think that he's absolved of responsibility simply because he looked for a good ranch to bring her to. It's because he literally has unlimited money to take care of any animal he adopts.
They did not contact him when it went out of business.
I don't think it's their it's like he gave the pig up for adoption. He's no longer the owner of the pig.
It's the owner. It's the owner who took it that is responsible.
Yeah,
for
it seems
Yeah.
weird that they.
I get what you're saying. That you're saying that he shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Right.
But I still don't. I think that's a bad choice. That doesn't make him responsible for what happened to it in the long run.
I'm just never going to be the one in the corner of like saying that Logan Paul isn't responsible for something bad that happened. That is like tangentially related to him. He's obviously a sociopath.
Yeah.
Like think about this. He so many people still know him only for filming a man who had hung himself
in Japan, right?
Yeah, I know what type of person this is. He doesn't think about the consequences.
He doesn't think at all. It's just do.
Well, also for something like this, it's funny because I was reading the comment sections, and most of them end up being along the lines of like, "Look, I don't think he's responsible, but I hate him." So I guess they kind of all took Mary's. They're in Mary's camp. They're like, "Look, I'm not saying he's guilty, but." I don't like him enough.
I am saying he's guilty.
I don't think he's. But I'm saying most of them are saying
though?
they're saying like I'm not sure if he's guilty, but I don't like him enough to defend him. So
I didn't after the Aoki Hagara video, which is the Japanese forest video. I just I had like such a bitter taste in my mouth whenever anything about him came up. It just is and it's it's unfortunate. I understand what you're saying, Mary, for sure. I also understand what you're saying, Brett, too, is that like you can't necessarily be responsible, but like it's so difficult for me to feel bad for this dude. Like,
you don't need to,
difficult.
but you don't need to feel bad and also admit someone isn't
legally responsible.
Yeah.
For sure. And
he's
I don't
not
think
legally responsible. I think he's ethically.
Sure,
it's
I'll give you
ethically
that.
it's morally bankrupt. And
I think it's worse that he adopted a pig in the first
no,
place.
I think so. You're saying he's ethically bankrupt in doing it in the first place, not the second part. The second part he couldn't.
It already was
the whole thing
from the beginning. Like to adopt a teacup pig, which you can just look up online and Google pretty quickly and realize, oh, this is not real. This is not for someone who's I'm assuming online a lot. You know
what would be cooler for Tate and Logan Paul? Have their publicists fight. I'm done with the influencer era.
I don't know if Andrew Tate has one.
That's what I'm saying. It's funnier if they have them and they're both just dorky looking guys who look like they graduated from Berkeley and they push their glasses up and they're like, let's fight. Like, let's do that. He
just needs to go into an actual UFC octagon. Enough of the celebrity boxing.
I mean, they were about to, but then the New World Order stopped it.
Yeah, the Matrix cracked down.
So I think Andrew Tate just wanted to avenge Pearl. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny to think of him in his cell. Like everyone in the comments, like none of these people have been to prison. Like, of course, no, I have not been to jail. But,
hey, you don't know my history.
But in general, but I have been to rehab and they didn't allow you phones there. But the point is like, yeah, he might have a phone in there, but it's funnier if he doesn't. It's funnier if he doesn't have a phone and he's dictating to his lawyer, all right, I want you to tweet this and I want you to tweet this and I want you to tweet this. And the lawyer's like, okay, like some high-priced legal dude is just like, well, that seems stupid, but if you're paying me, I guess that's fine.
I wonder if it's like a simple machine learning AI that just put on all of Andrew Tate's tweets and video content that just speaks like Andrew Tate, and you can just feed it information, like a couple parameters, and it just makes him all this nonstop Cobra Tate content. That'd be even better.
Cobra Tate content.
Yeah.
Once he's out, I know that they're gonna follow up on that.
Once he's out,
think he's getting out? They rejected his recent appeal to get out early.
Yeah, and they're doing more raids as we speak.
Yeah,
so he's still in jail.
Some of his stuff again.
He'll get out eventually,
Not
and then await trial, right?
Maybe.
So the way it sounds like it works over there is here we have innocent until proven guilty. They won't put you in jail until they have some kind of evidence. There they have a suspicion, so he's in jail and while they look for the evidence.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get when you go to a country like Romania. You don't have rights there.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Hide all the evidence in the Bugattis.
Is it Romania with the vampires?
Hide the Bugattis.
Maybe quick. All the documents are there, and he's just banking on them being really corrupt and stealing them, so that way the evidence goes missing.
I think one of the things that was really telling about it is when they rated it, to say if whoever's watched the video, they have all the press with them and everything like that, and you don't see anything overtly criminal, at least when the first raid is happening. I think they found like some handguns and stuff, which apparently are very illegal in Romania to possess, which is probably going to be some of the larger charges that he'll be facing.
Because they would always talk about, whenever he would do videos, he would talk about how it's like, if you break into our compound, he's like, we have knives, and like he would never mention firearms.
Yes, exactly, because he understands a lot about that. But I don't think that if they broke in there and there was a lot of highly illegal stuff going on, he really had like women chained to the these like chained it down in the basement or whatever in a dungeon.
The cam girl dungeon.
I still can't get over
you'd see it. It'd be like, you know.
I mean,
front
what
page
it really
news.
looks like is like I just confiscated your passport and you can get it back when you reach like this benchmark of profit for me. That's what that really looks like.
Have you ever seen those content creator farms in like
China
that's
just
or
crazy.
Mainly China, where it's
you
like
get like a foot of space on either side.
Well, some people say that those are like private businesses where influencers rent the space for a period of time to do like TikTok live streams.
Yeah, they have like a light, an outlet, and everything.
Yeah.
But what if like
what if
that's
not
just what
that?
I'm thinking. It was.
What if that's what we're told it is?
Right. But what I mean, that's what
true.
I think. With his, what if that was just his operation?
I still can't get over the claim where she's like, we were just sitting in bed and then he just turned and punched me. I'm like, there's got to be more to that.
Yeah, the claims. I looked into the claims after the Eliza Blue episode, and I was just like, what? Like, for real? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you even, and I'd watched. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm not in Hustlers U. You know, I'm not a member of the War Room, but I watch enough like shorts and etc. of Andrew Tate to be like, there's no way he would do that. Like, who would do that? Why? He knows that if he were to do something like that, he's highly likely to be, in the situation he's currently in. Yeah. Why would he just, like wake in the morning and just be like, you know what, bam, and just hit some girl, and like it wouldn't make any sense.
We're all wrong, and he's the next Epstein.
Or we're wrong. And I'm waiting for the preponderance of evidence. When there's evidence that shows that he did these things, fine. If he did these things, yeah, despicable. Lock the guy up. But and if there's not, if you're just an accusation is not credible evidence. Just to say that someone did that is like that, but that's where we're in right now. That's what cancel culture is. Oh, you did this. Like, now it's time to face.
Believe all victims, or whatever it is. You know?
It's kind of like, have you ever heard the old Bill Burr skit where he talks about how Rihanna got the lumped up photo, and he talks. And he talks about it because, do you think that he was just standing there and just decided to punch her in the face, or do you think that they were in the middle of some epic end of the relationship fight and she said something crazy to him, and it doesn't excuse what he did, but it's like when you hear only one side of the story, like, we were just laying in bed and then all of a sudden he just smacked me in the face. I'm like, you can tell me that you said something awful to him. It's still wrong that he did that. Like, you don't need to censor your side of the story. If you said like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you, like that's doesn't mean what he did is right. You don't need to censor yourself. If anything, it just proves that he doesn't have the impulse control and he doesn't live by the convictions that he claims to live by. So like, I actually think it does more of a disservice to not tell the whole story, because there isn't any reason to do that. It's like, that's what Bill Burr says. He goes, there's 1,000 reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it.
Somebody chatted. They said he was sleepboxing.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.